for a couple reasons. For one, when I was going back to school, especially for college, there wasn't any outlet out there to buy a decent budget gaming PC. I mean, you had Dell, HP, the general class of systems, but I'm actually going to show you how you can buy your own hardware from different sites and actually build your own PC. And this is going to be a budget. This is for the cheapest, about the cheapest I could go budget-wise for an actual gaming PC. But today what we're going to be doing is an unboxing of the case that I actually chose, and it is going to be over the Cooler Master Storm Scout. And this is a mid-tower it's a mid-tower desktop PC. Not necessarily for gaming, but I'll show you some of the cool features it has inside. I've never had any experience with this before, but once we get it open, we'll kind of go through on what I think of it. So for the specifics of this case, it's going to be black with a steel and some plastic around the edges. And there's your dimensions there, both in millimeters and in inches. Net weight is about 19.23 pounds. It is a pretty heavy mid-sized tower. And we have 5 exposed 5¼ inch drive bays, 5 hidden 3.5 inch drive bays for your hard drives or SSDs. And it looks like they include a 2.5 drive bay, which is, but all the drives are going to be hidden, and this will be easily, you won't have to get a converter to put your SSD in. And the cooling system, it looks like we have a front 140 red LED, which is included, or you can get another optional. Looks like the top we have a 140 millimeter fan, which is included. The side, it supports, looks like 2 120, which are optional, and in the rear, looks like we have 120, which is also included. And our expansion slots are 7, we'll get to those, and USB, you can see all our different front panel connections there. So let's get this thing unboxed and see what it looks like. So for the front here, you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5¼ inch drive bays. It looks like they have a mesh design to better support airflow. And you also have your 120 millimeter fan here at the bottom. And this is the front. I'm going to go over both sides and then the top next. And as you can see here, for the side, for the right side, it has nice thumb screws. And let's take this plastic off so you can see what it looks like. It has a visual there, kind of a smoked glass look, to where it's kind of get a dark view. There you go, that's a better angle to see inside. And it's got thumb screws on the side, which is nice considering this is a budget. That was just on a little tight. This is a budget-friendly desktop case. I'm not going to go over the prices yet. I'm going to wait till I do my some of my other videos, but I got it for a really good deal, really cheap. And it seems to have pretty good build quality, and it just slides off just like that. And as you can see here, for the inside, zoom in a little bit, you can see here we have a toolless design for our drive bays. It's just lock one way, unlock the other. Once you slide it in there, that's really nice, really easy. And as you can see, for your motherboard tray, it actually already comes with a pre-etched out sketching, which is nice, and it has your micro. It does support micro ATX and ATX, but it will not support any of the XL or the deluxe boards that are a little larger. But as you can see, it's got a nice layout here. It's got a full black. Everything's painted black, which is nice for a budget. Some of the other cases I was looking at that were about the same price actually didn't have the same unique or uniform painting throughout. And as you can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expansion slots for if you want to expand and put a couple other cards in there or whatnot. And you have your 120 millimeter fan here on the back, and it does look to be LED lit. We'll have to see once we get everything installed. And you can see here you got all your drive bay for your hard drives and SSDs. And this is just going to be your supplies. Let's see what we got cut here. This is nice. This is for a card reader, for a media card reader. Most cases, actually my Corsair 800D, which is much more expensive, didn't come with that. So that's a neat feature. And then just looks like some mounting hardware, and these are your drives. You actually place these on. Here, let's get it out. You actually place them on a hard drive, and you just slide it right in there. So that works nice. And then you got tie downs, your motherboard standoffs, about every screw you're going to need to install anything in this case. And then there's also a standoff socket that comes with it, which is nice. And here's for your front panel I/O shields. I'm not going to go over all these. Most people know what. Okay, so now let's go to the back. As you can see here, we got our cutout for our back panel for our motherboard. Got our fan right here, and your power supply is going to mount here on the bottom, and it does have a mesh lining, so you can place the fan down, blowing your hot air down from the power supply, which is nice. And now let's take a look at this, the other side, and need to find my screwdriver. They got these screws on really tight, so you can see it has this little bow here on the side. It's going to better help with your cable management. And there's the side of that. It's got your cutouts here to better route your cables, which is nice. No rubber grommets, but like I said, this is a budget-friendly case. And you got all your wires there. Plenty of spots to tie your wires down, which is nice. Seems to be it's going to be pretty easy for cable management there. And so now let's jump in and take a look at the top and the front panel connectors. For the front panel, you got your power switch here, and your reset is up here at the top. And then you got your hard drive and power lights. And this looks like to be a fan or a fan control to turn the LED lights on and off. And you got a headphone microphone, and then you have 4 USB 2.0. That's one thing we had to sacrifice with a budget-friendly case, is that it does have to be a 2.0. So most of the higher-end cases have at least a couple 3.0 ports, but this will do fine, especially for what the purpose of it is. So that's nice. And for the top of the case, as you can see, it has your fan right here to exhaust ventilation out the top, and it's got this nice handle, which I find to be very sturdy. I mean, it's a really sturdy handle. Doesn't seem like it's gonna break or anything once we get everything loaded up. So some of my final impressions of this is that it's got really nice build quality. That's one thing I really wasn't expecting in a budget-friendly case. It's got nice sturdy build quality. It's got an all-black painting, which is nice. You don't always see that. And it has plenty of expansion slots, whether it be for your 5 1/4 inch drives or for any additional storage, or if you want to add another GPU. It's got plenty of expansion slots there. So I'm really happy with this case, especially for what it cost. That's been my unboxing of the Cooler Master Storm Scout mid-tower computer case.